Hello, my name's TyTe. I've been part of the beatboxing scene since it pretty much started. I first got into beatboxing with Dougie Fresh and all that stuff back in the day, back in the early 80s. And we saw a kind of revival in human beatboxing at the turn of the millennium. In about 2000 and 2001, we networked beatboxers across the globe with humanbeatbox.com. But it just started very small. Here in the UK, there was just a few of us, and we'd kind of all get on the internet, and we'd all meet up in London for a jam, and we'd hold up a little humanbeatbox.com banner, and there may be 20 of us would get together, and then we started meeting in a park, and had this thing called King of the Jam, and it was called King of the Jam originally. Of course, jamming is, jamming with other beatboxers, but we actually used to give people a pot of jam when they won, strawberry jam, to spread on their toast. This is TyTe. Well, in 2003, we held the first World Beatboxing Convention in London, and we put the word out on the internet and said, does anybody want to come to a convention? And we didn't really know who was going to turn up, and then it was just the most amazing day, because beatboxers from all over the world came. There were guys from the east and west coast of America. We had guys from just about every European country. We had guys from Australia come over just for the convention. But what was amazing about it was what we discovered was that beatboxers in the different countries had developed their own techniques, their own styles, their own ways of beatboxing that were very different. No one had standardized, if you like, the techniques in beatboxing. I remember Alien D saying, "How do you do that? Do that snare drum?" And he was kind of doing the whole kind of snare drum. And I was like, "How are you doing? You're doing an inward K, you're going like that, and then." And sucking it. I was like, wow, how'd you do that? And I remember Beatmaster G doing that whole, and I was just like, wow. So it was just this amazing kind of get-together of beatboxers. And then they all went back to their respective countries, but they went back with a renewed vision, a renewed kind of passion to promote beatboxing in their own countries. And we saw the battles springing up right across Europe and in the States as well, as beatboxing grew. And I guess in some ways beatboxing got standardized, and what's great is at different times different countries or different groups have kind of held the scene in terms of the style, and they've driven it forward. So we've seen guys in Europe particularly kind of taking the scene forward, and it was the UK's turn early on, and then Germany, and then Denmark, and we've seen different countries take the fore. And I think at the moment we've seen a great resurgence of kind of European style beatboxing in America, and it's been really good. The American scene was, from our perspective, and I know it's the European perspective, but it was kind of on the back burner. It's still very much tied into hip hop and quite anti the European scene. But then a whole bunch of the American beatboxers, they networked through the internet and face-to-face with the European beatboxers. They took the European style back to America, which was great. And of course, the Americans, they brought their own culture, their own hip-hop to it as well, which made it even better. And so they've been really driving the scene over the last few years. But I think we're going to see a big revolution in the future. I think as beatboxing grows, I think we're going to see that big revolution in beatboxing coming from other countries. I think watch India, watch Pakistan, watch the Middle East. These guys, they're going to pull out some stuff that we've never seen before. So the future is not certain, but it's very exciting. I've been following the beatbox battle movement for a very long time, and it was my great privilege and it was a great honour to be invited to be on the jury for the 4th World Championships. Sitting on stage, watching the battlers, judging, absolutely amazing. But I think one of the best things about the beatboxing scene, I think for me, the very best thing is it's like a big family. I don't know if you get that in every kind of culture or movement, but in beatboxing, it's a very special thing. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody connects. There's so much love, and they're battling on stage, but backstage they're just like they're embracing, they're friends, they're eating, they're jamming together, and it's a very, very special thing. I hope that never gets lost in beatboxing. I remember when I first met Bilo, this guy, this crazy German guy, he comes up to me and he stands like right in my face and goes, "Oh, beatboxing, it's like the best thing in the world, I love it." And I was like, wow, this guy is intense. And his passion for beatboxing was just like infectious. Everybody he came in touch with was just like, "Have you met Bilo?" He's so passionate about the scene, and he's just the most amazing guy. So massive shout out to Beatbox Battle. What he has achieved, what he's done for the scene is immense, and it should go down in the annals of beatboxing history. Yeah, the guy is a legend. Beatboxing has grown phenomenally. The Europeans over the last 10 years have really driven the scene in terms of beatboxing. But now we're seeing a bigger explosion worldwide. We're seeing countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, the Far East, China, Japan, all coming online in a massive way. I tell you what, the number of beatboxers that joining the Facebook groups now from India far outstrips just about any other country. So we're seeing a huge revolution in beatboxing across the globe. So humanbeatbox.com started life as beatboxing.co.uk, started by Alex Chu in about 1999. It changed in about 2001 to humanbeatbox.com. I was member number 3. Now this is back before there was Google, this was back before there was YouTube or Facebook or any of that stuff. He put up a forum and there was Alex, A+, and his mate Bernardo, and there was me, member number 3, and so we just got chatting on there, and through that website we created the world's first video tutorials, the first tutorials on how to beatbox, and it was great, and we were naming the sounds like the 808 snare, and we did all that. Now, as the site grew, I ran it with Alex for 3 years, and then I took over the site for 3 years, and then we passed it on to Jim Wild, aka Archangel. He ran it for like 7 years. I took the site back on about 2 years ago, and now in some ways, social media's kind of taken over. Do we really need these sites anymore? Well, I think it's important to keep them going. We've been creating a database of all the battles in the world. It's not fully up to date yet, but we've got the mechanism to do it. We are keeping track of all the sounds so people can go and learn. But I think we've got this huge database of articles on there. We've got hundreds and hundreds of beatboxing related articles. Now, it's not finished yet. It's going to have another revamp over the next year. Our vision is just to support the beatboxing scene. You know, it's not about, hey, who's got the best website, who's got the biggest kind of crowd. You know, we're all family. You know, so we support Swiss Beatbox, we support Beatbox Guru, we support Beatbox Battle, and all that they're doing as well. It's just as important because we're all family. This is TyTe with a shout out to Beatbox Battle.